Hello guys, Tyler here from N&T Auto Reviews, here to give you yet another review on a brand spanking new car. And today we're going to be checking out the first Audi that we have filmed, and it is of course the 2018 Audi A4 Allroad with the Premium Plus package. So as you can see, the back glass is pretty heavily tinted, which is nice for the sunny days and keeping your privacy, but it is not very nice for seeing the window sticker, which is why I'm going to explain it all to you. So right over here, the way Audi sets their window stickers up is your standard features are right over here, and then you have your packages and options right over here. And I'm going to list off the packages and options just so you know what we're dealing with here. So we do have the metallic paint color, which is an extra $575. We have the navigation and telemetrics package, which obviously comes with the navigation system, and Audi's virtual cockpit and a few other things. Audi virtual cockpit is a very cool feature. We're going to get into it definitely later in the video. Obviously the Premium Plus package, $2,700. You get an upgraded speaker system, fully powered front seats, LED headlights, parking system, all that good stuff. There you have the warm weather package, which gives you the ventilated front sport seats, and you also have side shades for the rear glass, like over here. That's an extra $1,450. We have $420 base carrier bars, which are up top, very nice. We have the high gloss walnut wood inlays, the protection package for $325, and the Audi beam rings for an extra $250. We have a pretty modest destination charge of only $975 and a total vehicle price of $54,545. Now down here right at the bottom we have our parts content, so US and Canadian parts 1%, Germany obviously 58%, final assembly point Germany, engine Hungary, transmission is in Germany. Over here we have our crash ratings and whatnot. Looks like it performed pretty good. And all of our fuel economy ratings are right over here. Alrighty, so for the A4 Allroad for 2018, we have 11 optional colors, this one being the Moonlight Blue Metallic. It's a very nice dark blue, it looks really nice. And the wheelbase stands at 110.9 inches. And so wrapping around to the rear so that you guys can see the nice wagon part of the A4 Allroad. Obviously, as the name suggests, all-road, they want you to take it off-road. It's going to be all-wheel drive across the board. Alrighty, so exterior features of the 2018 Audi Allroad, A4 Allroad I should say, with the Premium Plus package, which is kind of like the middle of the trim level there. But we can start with the details up front as far as our headlights go. Completely LED, so your turn signals, daytime running lights, high and low beams, those are all LED bulbs. Gives it a really nice appearance with those LED daytime running lights. Very angular and aggressive, of course. You also have headlight washers right below there, if you see that little square right there. Some pretty cool accents down below, and you're gonna see a lot of sort of these satin accents that are really unique to the A4 Allroad, which gives it a pretty cool sort of more rugged appearance than the normal A4. We also have the nice big Audi grille with the Quattro logo. And in case you didn't know, the A4 Allroad is a wagon only vehicle. They don't make it in the regular four-door. It's just strictly a wagon car, which actually looks pretty cool if you ask me. You also do have parking sensors that span the front bumper. Some of them are kind of hidden, which is pretty cool. But definitely a pretty aggressive front end in my eyes. So the hood is actually pretty large, and it includes all of this down here where you see that crease. It's actually a pretty large opening hood, which is pretty cool. You also have some nice creases on the hood as well. But taking a look down here, also going to see this nice trimming, the flat black trimming, and it really helps out protecting that beautiful blue paint from all the chips and whatnot you get on the highway. However, we do have some pretty nice 18-inch wheels, and they are dual colored. You kind of have the machine color on the face of the wheel, and then in the spokes it's kind of like a darker gray. Pretty beefy calipers. Looks like maybe at least 4 piston calipers up front, which is pretty awesome. You also have ventilated disc brakes, obviously, and then you have these pretty cool caps for the lug nuts there. You have a nice Allroad badge on the side. Obviously you have the satin black and some satin sort of metal finish down there to protect your paint. You have the nice chrome going all the way around your windows, and then you also have these nice roof rails there that were an optional extra. Nice shiny mirrors here, and I'll flip around so that you can see the turn signal. You do have the turn signal on the mirrors. On the door handles, they are body colored and partly chrome too, and you have the smart key entry on all 4 door handles. Your pillars are gloss black pretty much all the way down. And our tires do measure 245/45, forgot to mention up front. But if we take a walk around back, really good looking with the signature wagon profile there, but looks really sleek. Nice big spoiler up there. I apologize, there's pollen everywhere, so the car is just going to be a little bit dirty. You can see the shark fin antenna up there, and then the panoramic sunroof as well. We have our wiper back here, and then these really cool LED tail lamps with the turn signals. They kind of have like a dynamic turn signal there. You of course have the A4 emblem, then you have parking sensors back here. Nice chromed exhaust outlets too, accented with that silver there. And we also have our backup camera underneath there, and our Allroad Quattro badging back here too. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and pop the hood and see what kind of engine this A4 Allroad has. Alrighty, so immediately with the hood up, you can notice it's a very big opening hood, so lots of room for mechanics when the car starts to age. However, as far as the engine goes, it is a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4, and it puts out some pretty good figures if you ask me. 252 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 272 pound-feet of torque at a very low 1,600 RPM. And as you notice, since this car is all-wheel drive, the engine is going to be mounted this way. As you can see, all your belts are right up front. You can see your dual overhead cam caps right over there. Pretty large engine cover, so there's not a whole lot to see, but you have your coolant overflow over there. You have some pretty cool strut braces over there to increase the rigidity. We have our air box over here, and then some battery connections as well. And we have 2 hood latches, again to increase the rigidity. And that is the only engine choice for the A4 Allroad. Alrighty, so before we hop on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and show you how the smart key entry system works, since some manufacturers do it just a little bit different than others. But before you start locking and unlocking the car without the key, just make sure that key is within a few feet of the car or else the proximity sensor isn't going to sense it. It's not going to work. But for example, the car is open right now, as you can see. And then if you locate this little square pattern on the door, press that, it'll lock all 4 doors and it'll chime a little bit. But if you want to get back in, all you need to do is just put your hand behind the handle like normal. It'll unlock the driver's door and it'll open right up. Alright, so opening up the door to this Premium Plus A4 Allroad, we do have the sport seat, so you can choose between like a normal comfort seat and then the sport seats. And I believe you have 4 different colors to opt for, this one being the nougat brown, which is actually really appealing. I really do like it. However, let's go ahead and take a look at the materials on the door. So obviously soft touch up here, and it's even soft touch down here where probably nobody's ever going to touch, to be quite frank with you. Obviously even softer over here on the door panels where your arm is going to rest. Pretty nice. We have our optional nice walnut wood right here, which is gloss finished. We have a metal door handle, a little bit of metal accents, your lock unlock button, and you also have 2-person memory for the seat and the mirrors there. Looks like we have 2 Bang & Olufsen speakers on the door, and that is, wait for it, 2 of 19 speakers in this whole car. So this car has 19 speakers in it, which is pretty crazy. Over here we have our window lockout for the rear windows. Obviously our normal windows, and they are fully automatic for all 4 of the windows. And then you can adjust your window, your mirrors right over here, and they also do fold in. So you just switch it right there, they'll fold in for you. One last button over here, you have the trunk release. It'll open up your automatic tailgate. You have a little bottle holder and some storage over there. You have a nice stainless steel sill plate that says Allroad on it, looking real nice. Take a look at that interior. But to the left of the dash we have a few lighting controls, so all your regular headlights over here. You have fog lights, then you also have your gauge dimmer which you can pop out and move it all around. Down here we have our hood release like you saw a little bit earlier. Nice dead pedal over there, and then your regular pedals over there. Over here you have a better view of the release lever for the tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And then one of my favorite parts of this whole car are the sport seats. Again, finished in nougat brown, really nice detailing here, nice grain to leather. And then on the inside you have some stitching and some perforations. Looks just very premium, and you even have a little bit of this real soft Alcantara sort of material over there. Really, really nice. The seat does have the thigh extensions, which are pretty cool. And then you also have 4-way lumbar in addition to all the regular controls there. Let's go ahead and move the seat all the way back so that you have a nice view of the interior there. We'll hop in, start it up, and we'll check out the rest of the interior there for you guys. Alrighty, so here's the key fob that you get when you buy an A4 Allroad in 2018. Really nice premium feeling key. It's got a little bit of weight to it, but it's nice and slim, so you can slip it in and out of your pocket. So as far as functionalities, we have the unlock, lock button, panic alarm down here, and then a trunk release. A little Audi logo at the bottom. Then you press this button right here, and then you'll have a physical key in case you need to use that. Nice little slot to put your key right there. But if you want to start the car, just make sure your foot's on the brake, and you locate the start-stop engine logo right up there, and the 2-liter turbo will come to life. Alrighty, so just take a look at that steering wheel now. I've been working with an Audi dealership for around 4 weeks now. I absolutely love it. we have Audi, Volvo, and Volkswagen. And I'd say out of all the cars that I've ever worked with, this is probably one of the nicest looking steering wheels I have ever worked with. Just take a look at the style and the use of materials. Look at that nice satin work right over here on the airbag cover surrounding the buttons. Nice soft leather with your nice grips over here, and then you have this nice stitching pattern on the center there. Just such a nice wheel, and it's got a really good amount of buttons, so it's not overly cluttered, but you have a bunch of functions that you can fool around with here, especially for that virtual cockpit up there. But as far as functionalities that don't have to do with up there, they pretty much are over here. So we have your phone controls, voice commands, you have your volume knob, or I guess you could say volume roller right over there, and then you could skip between your different tracks right over there. You have a kind of like whatever button you really want over here with that star. You can kind of customize what you want that button to do, which is really cool. Then we obviously have a mute button right over there, which is pretty awesome. But taking a look behind the steering wheel, in addition to the paddle shifters, which sound pretty nice, we also have our couple of stalks over here. So we have obviously the turn signals, and your high beams are over there. We also have kind of just like your parking lights. Down here on the stalk is your cruise control, which is pretty nice. You could set it with the N button right over here, and then increase your speed going up and down. Cancel is forward, resume is towards you. And then over here you can control all of your wipers, so front and rear right over there. However, this is where all the magic happens. So we have our virtual cockpit over here, which is all digital in the center right over there. The only thing that really isn't digital is over here, which is your temperature gauge, and then over here, which is your gas gauge. But this is kind of your normal screen. You could set up whatever you want in the center there. But over here you're always going to have your tachometer, and over here you're always going to have your speedometer. Down here you'll have various information, and then up here you have all of your different menus, which is pretty nice. So we can use pretty much all the buttons on this side to change different views. So you're going to press the view button, and then you'll get a bigger view of either the map or whatever is going on inside there. Just take a look at that. That's really cool looking right there. And then you can also zoom in using this little roller right here. It'll zoom right in to where you're at. Pretty awesome to see that. These two buttons over here select different menus that are in the center. So you could have your phone screen up there, you could have your radio screen, then obviously you can have it be smaller or bigger, which is a really cool customizability there. Then you also have various trip functions, and again you could use this little roller right there. You have consumption data, date and time, short-term and long-term memory, which is pretty funny name for that. It's pretty genius, but it's pretty funny at the same time. Just kind of more energy consumption, driving assistance features, traffic sign recognition. Pretty cool stuff there. You could also play between these two buttons right over here, which gives you even more displays. Yeah, you even have a backup button over here which you can press. And once you get used to it, it's really pretty simple. It only really took me a couple minutes to figure out what was going on here. We could change between the day and night mode for your map. So that's a day mode right there, which is pretty cool. But you kind of get the idea. I won't spend tons of time on that virtual cockpit. Honestly, if you want to know more, just go to your local dealer. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of that really neat virtual cockpit over there. But taking a look up here, we have a couple of speakers, obviously over there and up there. Nice dashboard quality, soft touch, nice grain. Got a big center channel over there. But we do have also a screen in addition to the virtual cockpit. It is a nice smaller screen that kind of just pops up like a tablet. It is not a touchscreen display, however you do have to use these controllers over here, which are actually pretty convenient, to be quite honest. The menu button kind of brings you back to a home screen that looks like this. Then you could kind of just use the rotary dial to go through all of your different menus, and then press down on that dial to select. We have different drive selectors right here, so we have the obviously pretty cool off-road mode, comfort, auto, and dynamic. Then we also have an individual mode where you can customize different things. You have a back button right down there where the rotary knob is. You can customize your sound, which is pretty convenient since you have 19 speakers and it sounds pretty crazy. You have your radio screen over here, which displays all of your different presets. Media is not going to show a whole lot, neither is telephone because we don't have a phone connected at the moment. Here we have your navigation screen, so over here you can input your destination. Then you can also pull up your map over here as well, so you can simultaneously have two maps up there, which is pretty cool. You have your Audi Connect, so this is kind of like your internet services and stuff. Your smartphone interface, so Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Then you have some basic settings, which I'll go through them quick. But that's pretty much it for the screen up there. Not a whole lot to get yourself lost with. Most of the functions you can also use up over there with the virtual cockpit, but nonetheless pretty cool there. Now taking a look down here, I'm going to turn down the AC there, but we do have our hazards button on either side. We also have air vents. Alright, in this sort of section is all your climate buttons, so you have 3-stage heated seats and 3-stage ventilated seats. I don't know why I wasn't using those earlier, but we do also have a 3-zone climate control as it suggests over there. You have your front and rear defrosters and your temperatures over here as well. And obviously if you press the knob inwards, it goes into an automatic function. So obviously your driver and passenger temperatures are over there. You could also switch between the different zones for both the passenger and the driver. You have your AC, max and off. Pretty cool. These little buttons right here are touch sensitive, so if you just touch it lightly, it'll show you all your different options. Then you could kind of just press it to actually select it. Same thing with all the different buttons there. Pretty cool. And then you can also access your rear climate control too there. Down here you have a manual control for your driving selector, so you can choose between obviously all the different driving modes like you saw earlier. You can turn your auto start stop on and off. You can turn your traction control off, and you can also turn your parking sensors off. This is a button for your hill descent, and then this is also a button to just turn the screen right off in case it's distracting you, or you just want to focus on the driver's cockpit there. Down here we have a couple connections, so USB connection and then a 12-volt power outlet. Pretty nice attention to detail even on the cap for the 12-volt power outlet, so Audi definitely lets you know that you're getting a nice vehicle for the money that you're spending. Up here you can put kind of like your pens and pencils or whatnot. It is rubberized. You have your start stop engine logo obviously up there, and you have a couple of cup holders, and it kind of looks like they're illuminated. Looks like you have some strips right there that have some ambient lighting. Now down here I'll give you a better look rather at all the controls down here. So you have your presets. You have 8 different presets, and they are actually touch sensitive. As you can see, I'm running my hand across all of your presets, and obviously just press 1 to select it. You have quick access buttons over here for your navigation. So you press up, it'll bring up your navigation. Go down, it'll select your telephone. Same for over here, and then you also obviously have your rotary dial over here. You press down to select, and then you have a couple more buttons to the side over there. And it's a pretty nice placement, so you just rest your hand right over here on the shifter and then control this shift knob for the screen there quite easily. And so taking a look down here, we have a really nice little gear selector here for the 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. It is an electronic shifter, so the way you use it is you have like a little unlock lever right over there. We're at park at the moment, but if you want to get into reverse, just kind of pick it up 2 notches and the reverse camera will show up. You have guidance lines that predict your path, and then your parking sensors also show up. If you want to get it into neutral, just bump it down once. If you want to get it into drive, just bump it down another time. And then you also have a manual mode, which you could use those paddle shifters, or you could just bump the shifter back and forth once you're in the manual mode. Now if you're in drive and you want to get into reverse, you can either pick it up 2 notches, or you can bump it twice upwards. So either way works. And if you want to get it into park, just press that P right there. And below that we also have an electronic parking brake, where it is active at the moment. You see the little red right there, that means it's active. If you want to deactivate it, just press it down. If you want to activate it, pick it up. And then make sure your foot's on the brake while you're doing that. Right down here you have your volume knob too. So it's not missing a volume knob, it's just right down here. Nice strip of that wood down here, which is looking really nice. Obviously, as you saw earlier, this is a nice little place to put your key. Little storage cubby over there, and then if you open this up, it enlarges. So it's a little pretty shallow space, but whatever you put in there, it's going to stay right there because it's rubberized. You have an auxiliary and a USB inlet over there. Then you can also set the height to this armrest too, and it is nice and soft with that little bit of stitching and that nice brown leather. Taking a look up here, you have a nice frameless mirror with your compass right there, and you can turn the auto dimming feature on and off right there. Up here you have some kind of touch sensitive LED spotlights, which are pretty cool. You can just turn all the interior lights on with that right there. Your sunshade is controlled with this button right here, and your sunroof, opening and closing it, is located right there. You can also have some more lighting controls. Your SOS controller is up there. And then your garage door home links are right here, so you can link up to 3 different garage doors. But at this moment in time, let's go ahead and open up the sunroof here using this button right there. You slide it right on back. It's obviously fully powered. And it does let just a little bit of light in. And you have a nice rear portion to the sunroof. If you want to tilt it up, just press the button upwards like so. And it'll tilt it up just a little bit to get some breeze in there, or some ventilation. And if you want it to go back all the way, just go like that, and it's fully automatic. It'll go all the way back for you. And there is a nice fabric wind buffet reducer up here, which I have the same style in my car, and it really does greatly reduce the wind buffeting. If you put it down like this, it'll sound like you've got some pretty huge subwoofers in your car, which isn't too fun when you're driving down the highway. Let's go ahead and close up the sunroof, and we'll leave the shade open just so you can see what it looks like from the back. But at this point in the video, I'm going to adjust the driver's seat to a normal driving position for my 5'10" self. And we're going to go ahead and check out the back seats there. I'm going to grab the keys first so we don't lock ourselves out here. I'll leave the ignition running for you so that you could see the rear climate controls. And let's go ahead and check it out. So rear doors have the same nice materials as the front. As you can see, nice soft touch materials all the way down here. Looks like you have a couple of speakers on the rear door. You have a lock button even back here. A nice metallic door handle, some wood accents, your window switch obviously, and you also have this nice sunshade up here that you hook in up top. And it is part of the warm weather package. Nice rear seats back here. Bench seats, of course. Panoramic sunroof looks awesome from back here. And we'll hop in and I'll show you how much room I have sitting behind my 5'10" self. So pretty good amount of space, a couple of inches definitely. And you do have some cutouts that really help on the back here. You have a mat pocket. And these are your rear climate controls back here, so you have a plus and minus for the temperature. The rear passenger gets their own climate control, which is pretty luxurious if you ask me. 12-volt power outlet back here too. Pretty significant drivetrain hump, but that's to be expected. This car is obviously all-wheel drive. But that doesn't really matter because people tend to not have central rear passengers every single day. They have a nice grab handle over here with a coat hook, actually a couple coat hooks up there. Taking a look out when the sunshade is up, it does reduce the glare a little bit, but it definitely keeps the sun off you. Sunroof looks very nice back here. You have a nice view of the trees. You have some LED spotlights back here for both passengers, and then you also have a nice armrest back here with a nice storage console too. And you do have individual cup holders. Just trying to figure out how to open them there. I know they were there, but pretty cool opening there. Always found it pretty cool how automakers find a unique way how to present their rear cup holders. It's always pretty interesting in the luxurious cars. But just sitting back here for a few minutes, the rear seats are extremely comfortable. So nice and soft, good lower back support. Really nice seats back here too. But for the next portion of the video, we're going to go ahead and check out the front passenger space. So the passenger door up front doesn't really need an introduction. Same materials, same design as up front, the other door. Obviously you have a couple of buttons that you can make out, a couple of speakers. But what's really nice to see is that the front passenger seat is the same way power controls as the driver's. So you still have the four-way lumbar, still have all the adjustability, and you still have the thigh extensions right there too. Just super nice seats, especially with the brown color. And again, these are the sport seats. Very nicely optioned car if you ask me. And in the glove box, it is lockable. Opening it up reveals a little bit of storage. And it is felt lined. Got a little pen holder in there. Nice little Quattro embling there. Embling there. Can't really figure out how to say that word today. But it's really cool looking if you lift the vents up like that. Kind of looks like there's just one continuous vent, which is pretty neat. You have some visors up here, obviously, with an LED light and a mirror. That pretty much does it for the interior of the A4 Allroad. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk next. Alrighty, so just to show you that it is a full power trunk, we're going to go ahead and press the button on the key fob. It'll kind of do a little light show with the rear lights and open the tailgate right on up. Fully automatic. Now this trunk is very nicely illuminated. You have LED light strips on either side on the inside. And then you also have a light over here that kind of illuminates the ground right over here where you'll be stepping to get all your cargo in and out. You have some nice stainless steel pads right over here, which definitely protect your cargo and whatnot. Now covered in plastic, we have this nice all-weather floor liner, which is completely rubber. And we can kind of see our carpeted floor mats over here. Nice little kit with the Audi emblems and stuff on it. Over here we have the little net that expands your cargo just a little bit on either side. You have a cargo shade right over here, which you can pull, and it kind of expands to give you more cargo space, so it lifts up. Pretty neat solution to that there. But you do have a couple of handles on either side, and that kind of just releases the rear seats there. You can just push them right on down to increase your cargo space there. Obviously the seats do fold 40, 20, 40 there to increase your cargo space. I have a couple of buttons over here. This one's just to close the trunk, and then this one will close the trunk and then lock the vehicle. So we'll just press this button and it'll come right on down for us. So unfortunately the time has come where we need to end the video, and I hope you stay with us for future in-depth reviews.